Hello and welcome to Unacademy, the one-stop solution for an English medium UPSC Civil Services aspirant. I have a very important update for you, and as we anticipated, the UPSC Prelims examination has been postponed, and this is based on account of the general elections itself. And now the question is what to do with this time, and this session is basically to update you about the changes or the change which has happened, and over and above that, when will the examination happen again, and second, now what do you do with regards to the 3 weeks which you get. And we have 3 basic categories of students in that regard, and we'll discuss each and everyone's strategy. So the new update, prelims has been postponed. This was in the ranks, this was in a lot of different channels. We were hearing that this was going to happen because the prelims examination was exactly in between the general elections itself. And more than that, the idea is that a lot of mobilization of resources happens for UPSC exam itself. And now UPSC could not have asked the government of India to use those resources in the examination, and the general election itself is a very, very big, the what we call as festival of democracy that way. Now that the prelims examination has been postponed, when is the examination? The examination has now been shifted to 16th June 2024. It was going to happen on 26th May 2024. Now it is going to happen on 16th June 2024. Please note this date. Sunday 16th June is now when your examination is. How do we know it? It could be a hoax also. It could also be that we are hearing this from an unofficial channel, but on UPSC's website, we got this very hasteful, very random type of document which came, which was not even formatted properly. It said, due to the schedule of the general elections, the commission has decided to postpone the civil services preliminary examination, which serves for the screening of Indian Forest Service and CSE itself, from 26th May to 16th of June. So we have this very, very important notification. It has been randomly put in. There is no real form of UPSC tagging. However, this is on the UPSC website. So we find this authenticated, and therefore please understand and remember that your new time is 16th June 2024. Now there are multiple questions which will automatically come up. For some of you who may not have been giving this examination, and now you think maybe I should give the examination, the question which automatically comes up before I ask you that and before I tell you that, very straightforward. Now the examination is on 16th June, not on 26th of May. That shifts the preparation further. And the question which automatically comes up is, will they reopen or open the application process again? This is a very important question. And to this, as of right now, the answer is no. Is no, because what we believe is that the UPSC will not reopen the process, because it will just use the same repository of students who have actually registered in the process which ended on 5th March, and they will not reopen the process. So please do not waste your time or look forward to the UPSC online.nic, which is the process through which you apply for this examination, opening up again. It won't. As of right now, UPSC is not going to do that, and as we know with UPSC, they will not do it. Previously also this has happened. They didn't do it. Based on historical trend, we believe that the application process will not be opened. If UPSC thinks otherwise, they will notify us and we'll be there with that information again. Now, the next question is what to do. What to do? You were preparing for 26th of May. Now, the examination has been shifted to 16th of June. So you basically get close to 3 weeks. This whole week of May, then June first week, June second week, and thereafter the examination on Sunday, which is 16th June 2024. Please note that. Now, there are 3 types of students which would be there as of right now. As we speak, you and me, there will be 3 types of students. The first type of student is the prepared one. The one who was doing it on war footing. He is prepared for 26th May, and he or she is basically going to nail the examination, first attempt, clear prelims. That is the level of intensity this student has. I believe 99% of all students fall into this category, which are the prepared ones, who are basically preparing for 26th of May, but now have 3 weeks in their hand. Now, the most important thing which I can say to you right now is, please do not, in a way, take a break or reduce the intensity. For you, these 3 weeks maybe one of you may be praying to God that if I had more time, I would have cleared it for sure. Now, God has listened to you and He's given you or she's given you basically 3 weeks more. So you do not need to reduce intensity. So first point is, please be very, very clear about this. You should not reduce intensity. Do not reduce the pace or intensity at which you are actually studying, because if you will give up on that intensity, it will take time to regain it again. And therefore, you have very, very categorically for the last 1 year gone from first gear to third to fourth to fifth. Now you are in a certain space. You should not reduce your intensity and pace. Be where you are. Now, what do you do with these 3 weeks? In that sense, I will give you a mantra and a very simple one, which is consolidate plus revise plus evaluate. Now, it may seem to be very, very straightforward, and it is. See, you may have certain portions which may not be properly covered. So, you consolidate those areas. Further, you revise the areas where you are not very, very confident or were basically leaving those sections because you were in dearth of time. But the most important thing a prepared student can do is use these 3 weeks to evaluate yourself by giving as many mock examinations, solving the previous year questions as much as possible. Giving and solving questions as much as possible will basically make your technique better. So mocks, previous year questions, as much as possible, solve questions. So you may be at this point right now and you think, sir, I am already prepared, I've already consolidated, I've already revised. What should I do? Then evaluate. 3 weeks of intense solving questions, revising, consolidating, revising, consolidating. So your mantra is don't take this as a breather. God has given you, the UPSC, which is our God, has given you 3 more weeks. Now, please use them to make sure that this is your first and last attempt to UPSC whilst clearing prelims, mains and interview. Please do not start the study of mains level examination topics, for example, ethics and all. Please don't use this to consolidate on your optional. Prelims oriented 3 weeks preparation I want here. Now, these are the students, 99% of them, as you're watching right now, who are basically very, very oriented. But there would be one more category of student. I call them the cold feet ones, which is they were preparing for the past 1 year. But in the past 2 months, 3 months, they are now between that yes and no category. That should I give it? Should I not give it? I'm not fully prepared. I think I will need 6 more months, this and that. These are the cold feet. Last moment you are feeling, I will not waste my attempt. Here, for the cold feet ones, this is a golden opportunity. This is a golden opportunity. You can now use these 3 weeks to basically use it to revise and consolidate. Your strategy is the reverse of the prepared ones, which is that you now revise, consolidate as quickly as possible so that you are at the same position maybe 1 week before, and if you get time, also evaluate yourself through the process of mock tests. That is very, very important. Now, to be very honest, the difference between a cold feet and a prepared student is very thin line. There could be a day you would feel I don't want to give this examination. Next day you're very motivated. But I am actually genuinely saying this category of students get the biggest breather. The ones which we saw previously, they were already preparing for 26th. They were already meeting their target. Now you don't need to leave that intensity. But these students were starting to give up. Their grip over this was going away. Now it is the time to again grab this opportunity with both hands and make sure that you give this examination this time, because as it is, this postponement is very rare, once every 5 years, maybe that is also not sure. So please be very, very clear. This is a golden opportunity. 2024 may be the year. These 3 weeks would be make and break for you. Now, the last type of student which basically exists, the minority in that regard, which is the half-hearted ones, which is they started, they are doing it in between, they are like under certain pressures, this and that. Everybody has their own reasons, and they are not yes, no, they are mostly no, but they are still preparing in a okayish way. Now, for these students, this is again a golden opportunity, because now you have time to learn and revise and maybe change your category from a half-hearted to a cold feet one, then to a prepared one. These students who basically gave up in between are prepared maybe in all static but not current affairs. These 3 weeks may be very, very important. I am telling you straightforward, for everybody, this is a golden opportunity. Seize this opportunity as quickly as possible, as much as possible in that regard. Now, before I end this session, I'm again repeating what I said. Very, 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 very important. UPSC has now postponed the examination. What was going to happen on 26th is now going to happen on 16th June 2024. The prelims examination is now scheduled for 16th June 2024. Further, please note that you have got a period of 3 weeks in which you can basically use these 3 weeks very, very well. And 10-15 days as it is considered very, very important, make and break. Now for the students, and I will just consolidate, for the students who are prepared, please do not leave the intensity. Keep the intensity high. Evaluate yourself. As many questions as possible you should solve, and make sure that you ace this examination the first attempt. Second student is the one who is in between, is doubtful. You are the biggest recipient of a life, in the way that you have received 3 weeks to learn, revise and consolidate in whatever you are not going to do or were going to do in that sense. Please use this opportunity. Now there should be no yes and no. It should be fully yes. It should be yes, that you solve it and do it as quickly as possible. Last but not the least is the ones who are extremely doubtful, who have basically done it half-hearted, but still, again, 3 weeks you get. Please make sure that if it is possible, give this attempt. The number of seats are also is exactly close to 1,000, which is a very big number when it comes to the trends we've seen previously. This may be your year. Do it. So with this, I would like to end the session, but as I said, all the best to all of you. If there's any further update, we will tell you. This was in the basic, what we call as pipeline, that maybe UPSC would postpone it. They have postponed it, and now everybody gets a new breath of fresh air and use that as a way of survival in this examination, and making sure that this attempt is your first and last, as I say, that you clear it and you become an IAS officer as quickly as possible. So I would like to thank you. We will be again here if there's a further update in that regard. And I hope that you will choose Unacademy in your preparation strategy, in your larger preparation. And if you have liked this session, if you found this useful, do like, share and subscribe to the channel. And further, also remember, do share it with others so that everybody is on the same page. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.